If you've been watching for a while, you might be thinking, those guys don't move their boat very much. For the last 9 months, we've been moored here on a quiet dead-end canal called the Narrowboat. But today, that's all about to change. Because whether we're ready or not, it's moving day.
Let's go!
We're feeling slightly unprepared, I think, to be leaving like this. I thought I'd update you guys on the engine problem solving, fixing progress. When I changed the fuel filter here, the diesel in it was a bit gunky, so I'm also going to just try and suck the diesel out of the tank and replace it with some fresh stuff.
Looks like there's some kind of drill attachment going on here to suck the diesel out. I've got a few questions about it. Between you and me, I think Vic is a bit at the end of his DIY tether, because we were meant to set off and we did have a plan to be like somewhere else at the moment, and I think he would say, he'll probably say this in this video, I bet, when he's talking to you, that he's like bodged it, or that he's just got it running by like some kind of coincidence. But actually his version of bodging it is worrying about it for ages, reading up about it, getting all the parts, organising when to do it, and doing it right. So don't let him fool you. He's very good at just picking up tasks and getting them done. He wouldn't think that, but it's true.
It's an alright length to have it, isn't it? For both Holly and Sonia needs to get to the can.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is really going to work, to be honest. But at the very least, it should just get some of the diesel out of the tank.
Right.
I'll show you a demonstration.
Please.
Ready?
Oh wow.
I'll just take a sample.
What are we looking for?
To be honest, I've not got like a very trained eye. I'm just sort of looking to see whether it looks like diesel or whether it looks like gunk. But to me, I mean, that just looks lovely.
It looks like it did when it went in.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's all you're going to pump out?
Yeah, I reckon so, because it looks fine to me. Also, I was worried because truth be told, it has been a while since I've run the engines or did anything, and I kind of thought like, oh, maybe I wasn't really on top of the maintenance, and I'd look in that tank and it'd be like very empty, which is bad because then water condensates and then forms water in the tank and stuff like that. But it was full to the brim,
yeah,
and I thought, I reassured myself,
like
yeah, I hadn't. I do worry about stuff, so I tend to be able to trust myself that I've worried about it enough to keep it at least like to within an amateur level of maintained.
Told you.
I was going to pump it back. Well, that was effective, safe and fun.
Now we're going to see its moment of truth if the engine's going to turn on.
I think this is going to be good.
Ooh. Yay!
That's better, isn't it?
Yeah. Well done.
1 out of 2.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Let's go.
And just like that, we're off. Parting is it's a sweet sorrow, as usual, just because we've gotten used to this place and we love it here, but we're travellers, us three. So this is the way it's got to be.
House. Where's it gone?
We're feeling slightly unprepared, I think, to be leaving like this. even though this has been in the planning, well, we were supposed to leave, I think in March or February or something, we were originally planning on leaving, but it's June, or at least it's going to be in a couple of days, and we're only just leaving now, but it still feels last minute. But how nice just to see the boat moving again. When we've just been sat on it for so long on a mooring, boats stop making so much sense. They make sense when you're moving them, but when you're just living on them, you start to wonder why we don't just live in the corridor of someone's house. Jo and William are forming our pedestrian escort for this journey. We haven't quite yet figured out how we're going to move with William on the boat, to be honest. Quick pit stop for Jo and William. He's getting a little bit hungry. I'm soldiering on. I had a peanut butter sandwich about 10 minutes ago. Starting to get a little bit windy and a little bit rainy actually. I'm just coming up to my little turning point. Let's see if I still know how to turn a boat around. I actually kind of misjudged it slightly. Still, some turning is happening, just quite slowly. The wind's going to help me out in a little bit. If you've been watching our channel for any length of time now, you probably think that we don't really do this, moving around on the boats, because we've been stationary for so long. But believe it or not, this is our usual little mode of being on the boats. Hopping everywhere, you stay somewhere for a couple of weeks, probably less, and then move on. So that's what we're going to be doing a lot more of now. And we're really looking forward to doing it, and we're really looking forward to making videos about it. I can see Jo ahead. I think William's ready for his nap. It started raining and she wants me to pick her up. She's just waiting under that bridge over there. I love doing this. I love stopping and picking people up. We could have been a ferry company. You going my way?
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. I'm going to go and seek shelter.
Okay.
Thanks for the lift.
Anytime.
You know how to pick the weather.
We'll see you again soon.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Safe journey.
Yeah, you too. Pretty rainy now. Done loads of locks before, but none with a sleeping baby on board. I'm trying not to knock anything or even make a noise as I get into this place. We're down. I think that's pretty smooth. I've got to go back up and reset the lock, put the paddles back down, close the doors and everything, and then we're out onto the river just for a little bit. I think that went all right, that lock. We're out into the wild blue yonder. It's always excellent being out on a river. Oh,
Wow.
a visitor.
It doesn't even feel like you're going along.
doesn't it?
I was trying to work out if the engine was in gear. I could feel it in gear, and then I must have just dozed off. But yeah, it's smooth, isn't it? It's so much less windy than it was when we came down with Holly.
Oh, I'm glad you thought that was smooth.
Are you enjoying the cruise?
I'm just nestling in here now because I think there's a boat coming up. It's a bit difficult to see, but I think there's a wide beam coming, and if I went to pass him, he probably assumes that I'm going down the lock, but I'm actually going on the moorings just sort of next to him, so I'll just kind of stay out of his way back here for now, and then when he passes me I'll make my move. As this guy comes past, they sort of draw the water away from the boat, and it has the effect of pulling your boat off the side. So I'm not expecting to really have to do much, because just them going past will sort of put me back on track.
I'm trying to reverse up there. I was going to do the same as me. I was going to
Oh,
reverse it.
I got you a bit too far away for me to signal as well, but I thought, oh. It's not had quite the effect that I was hoping that it would have, but you see it still sort of pulled me away from the edge a little bit. Anyway, it's no big deal. On we go. So this is where we're going, into these finger moorings. This is my attempt I'm making. Just in the nick of time. So, my plan with Holly is to do pretty much the same thing as I did with the Zero. Change the filters, scoop out some of the old diesel, and just see if that works, basically. For my first examination, bearing in mind I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just doing what I reckon, because maybe we're getting air in the fuel line as well. So like maybe when the engine's sort of trying to sip a bit of fuel, it's getting a bit of air in there as well, which would make anyone cough. So I'm going to see if there's air in the top of this fuel filter housing, or if it's diesel. It's quite tight. Oh, that's diesel coming out straight away, so I'm going to end my investigation on the engine side of the fuel line there. And now what I'm going to do is just change that filter, maybe drag out some of the old diesel from the tank and just see what it looks like. That's it. That's basically now all the stuff that I'm going to give you. I don't want this, I'm trying to resist this becoming a DIY channel. Fresh filters. So that's my fresh fuel filter that's going to replace this guy down here. It's really raining out there now. I was going to try and pour some fresh diesel into the filter before I put it on, just to help myself when it comes to getting all the air out of it to get the engine up and running again this time. But I might have to wait until it stops raining quite so much, because ideally I'll just get diesel in that filter, fresh diesel, and not diesel and rainwater. Okay, the rain seems to have subsided a little bit. So now that diesel is sat there right at the top, but it wasn't when I first opened it. So the air leak theory may prove correct. I've only sort of nipped them up very gently because there's a little copper part in there. It's called an olive, but it just looks like a ring like that. But you can break them and then you've ruined it. So I've just sort of like tightened it up slightly just to see if any of those connections were letting air in but somehow not letting diesel leak out. Doing a bit of diesel sucking, yeah. It's not the good stuff though that's coming out of this. Look at the colour of that. We've got some help in the form of our new friends and neighbours from the mooring here, Adi and Tom.
Oh, look at it now, look.
Looks like soup.
I don't think I'll be wearing this t-shirt again. Not good stuff, is it?
It's not premium. Well, that's pretty good. We managed to get some of the diesel out, but not all of it, because I think we should get all of it out. But we haven't got enough containers or anything, or anywhere to put the old stuff, so we've got a little bit of that to figure out. But once that's done, then we'll replace it with new stuff, and then I reckon the engine will be better than ever.
Hello.
We've had a
I'm
few.
going to point you away from the engine.
Oh yeah, so this probably isn't really worth saying anyway.
Go on.
Doubt, self-doubt.
Right, I've got to walk to get William asleep.
Yeah, okay, good luck. How's that? Tight enough?
Very tight.
This is what we have to do for each other when one of us is holding William. This is one thing he can't stand, it's you bending down to put shoes on when he's on you like that.
Yeah.